Ashley. Yep, that's me.
And me.
It's one thing that I'll never forget, and it's how y'all was acting about that Popeyes chicken sandwich. Like, why was y'all acting like that? Like, I'll never forget about that. I think about that shit every day. Like, I can't believe y'all was doing all of that over a sandwich. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. No, that was wild.
What a wild time. Bro, we were crazy about a chicken sandwich.
Crazy. How old was Charlie then? Like maybe 7 or 8? This girl had me standing in line for chicken sandwiches.
At Popeyes.
Yes. And I'm like, it's not even that good. But it was crazy. They were sold out.
Some cities, some stores had run out of the bread, so like they couldn't even make them for like a week. The Popeyes chicken sandwich is a phenomenon that deserves to be studied in marketing classes.
Whoever did that did their job.
1,000%.
Because like we all forgot about how Popeyes also there's like pictures of their chicken with like maggots in it on the internet and all type of shit.
Forgot about it.
We was standing in line for chicken sandwiches. Same chicken, same kitchen.
But like we've acted fools as a community around like a couple other things. The way we acted over toilet paper in the pandemic.
Disgusting.
Honestly, we all have towels and washers and dryers.
Yeah.
Like even if shit got difficult,
Yeah.
we still would have been okay with no toilet paper.
It was wild. People were hoarding it and selling it on the internet for like hundreds of dollars. I'm not gonna lie. I think during the pandemic, I bought some like Clorox wipes for a ridiculous amount of money online.
I spent $76
Yeah,
on Clorox.
it was freaking wild because like certain things, if you would find it on Amazon or whatever, it's like you gotta get it. Clorox wipes are what, maybe $12 or something, let's say, for a pack of 3. Literally, I think I spent $100.
Bro, I paid $76
For the plastic one.
Yes.
Yes.
They didn't even come in a container.
Exactly. And then I ordered some from China that was just like, and I was like, they probably had the COVID on it. Like, that was racist. I'm sorry. I mean, it's proven that COVID came from China, correct? I didn't just make that up. The point is,
I love all my Chinese people. So anyways, we acted a fool about the Clorox wipes. We acted a fool about the toilet paper. We acted a fool about the Popeye sandwiches. And I wonder, was that Popeye sandwich phenomenon also during the pandemic?
that's tricky. I feel like I lived in Calabasas, which meant it was before the pandemic.
Oh no, just one day ago, People magazine came out. Popeyes has free chicken sandwiches for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Bro.
Now they can't pay us to eat them. What is wrong with us as a society in general? We're f***ed up.
That's why I was thinking it had to have been during the pandemic because we were so out of whack.
I think it was a precursor.
You know what else I hate how people act?
What?
Bro, I hate how people act over cheap brand designer collabs.
I remember standing in line for the H&M Alexander Wang collab. And when I tell you that I still have the pieces and still wear them, I have like the bra set, and I'll never forget because Rihanna had it and I just felt like I needed it at the time. But it's like a sports bra and leggings.
And it says AW on it?
Yes.
I have it and I wear it because those are my
shit.
initials.
Those are your initials.
Yeah.
But like, I stood in line for that. But to be fair, I literally had it on the gym 2 days ago.
Okay, because it's a sports bra.
Yeah.
I also got pieces from that collection. Number one, I didn't stand in line, but I got them secondhand, which means I paid even more for them.
Yeah.
I got it was like a windbreaker rain jacket that went over with the little cap and a hat and a thing. Bitch, that shit is sitting on Poshmark now. One person will buy that.
I would buy it.
No, you wouldn't. It's impossible to get on and off because it was designed by Alexander Wang, but executed by H&M.
Yeah. So it didn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
But you know, that reminds me is that I just saw something that H&M is doing a 20-year anniversary celebration of when they started doing their designer collaborations.
Okay.
And so they're bringing back like vintage, like they call them like pre-loved or whatever pieces in specific stores. So there's like 8 different drops, the last one being online, but it's like Paris, London, like all these different places.
Yeah.
In store, they're bringing back certain pieces. And I think it's going to be huge and people are probably
They're going to get
go
back
crazy.
in line. Bro.
Yeah, people are probably going to go crazy. Because when I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of amazing. But I don't think they're even doing a drop in LA. I think it's New York.
I gotta be honest, like I've just adjusted to the new way of life. Like I'm gonna go on StockX.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pay the upmark. Unfortunately, I know it's
1000%.
dumb, but it's like standing in line for hours to maybe, because the line doesn't guarantee you get something.
No.
It's still just a maybe.
When I tell you I will not stand in a line to go nowhere, I was at Chase's freaking pep rally or whatever a few weeks ago, and I was standing next to this mom. There was this long ass line for these, they call them like Dragon Balls. They're essentially like freeze dried crunch berry.
Okay.
Like a Captain Crunch, you know?
Okay.
Long ass line. And me and this mom, because the girls won it, and we look at this line, and I'm like, I am not standing in line. I don't stand in line for anything, especially not a freaking Dragon Ball. And she was like, I don't either. And then her husband was like, nah, it's this easy. He pushed the girls like to the front of the line, and they're little. They just went and like got to the front and came back. But I was like, literally, I will not stand in line. I don't care.
I'm not a line person, so much so that the other day I was coming from Atlanta airport, and you know Atlanta airport security is the worst. First of all, you have to run a 5K to even get to security. Okay? Clear and pre-check are on the whole other side of the airport.
And it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. Do you know that I'm in the clear pre-check line, and then you know they have now this TSA touchless?
Yeah. What's that?
Bro, when I tell you these motherfuckers were flying through that TSA touchless, and I am standing in clear for 30 minutes.
But what's the touch list?
So basically, you just walk up, they take a picture of your face, and you keep it going.
But do you have to be like, do you have to sign up for it?
You have to have TSA, which you already have.
Oh.
So when you just go to check in and they say opt in, just say yes.
Oh,
Just opt
Delta.
in.
Were you flying Delta?
No, I was on United, but yes, everybody had like.
I don't see it on American. I haven't seen it yet, but that's on brand.
Yeah, it's on brand. The anxiety I had standing in that line while everybody else was flying through touchless,
I hate it.
was a feeling that I don't like.
Not at all.
Like, you got me just standing here and these people are moving.
I hate it.
These people are moving.
It's like I've worked so hard and done everything in my power to not have to stand in lines.
I agree with you. But you know what my mom used to say when I was younger?
What?
My mom used to say lines are white people shit.
That's wild.
My mom used to be like, girl, come to this checkout. You know white people love a line. But it's true. A lot of times they just be following rules.
Yeah.
And it's like, there is an open thing. You just following rules to follow rules.
It is.
She does not fuck with lines either.
But like, there's certain lines you can't beat, like Disneyland.
Which is why I don't want to go. You're all one in a line at Disneyland. No, you're not. The more money you have at Disneyland, the less.
Well, unless you get a guide, which I definitely, Chase wanted to go to Disneyland so bad. I'm out of town. So she has a day off of school. So I'm like, this is perfect because it was just a day that her school had off. I'm like, it won't be bad. Chase now, because she went to freaking Disneyland with knows what a guide is, was like, I want a guide. I'm like, oh yeah. How much could a guide be? Technically, anyone can get a guide. Mm-hmm. I was like, Mom, can you call? I felt like I had called before, and I felt it was something, which, listen, when I say this, it's still unreasonable, but I'm thinking Chase and Star could be in and out of there in like 2-3 hours. I felt like I had called, and the guide was like $600 a person per hour.
No.
That's what I felt.
No.
Yeah. Okay, I thought that's what was in my head. So I'm like, okay, it's just Star and Chase.
So
like they can just, I might spend like $2-3 grand. Cool. I'm thinking it's gonna be $2,500.
And by the way, this is only mom guilt because you were out of town.
Exactly.
There's no way you're paying $2 grand regularly for
all.
Chase to go to Disneyland.
No, it was 1,000% mom guilt.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I could do that. Okay. So I'm like, Mom, will you just call, like, see, da-da-da-da. So she calls, and she was like, they have an 8-hour minimum per person. It was like $5 grand or something. I think $4 grand per person, 8-hour minimum. And I was like,
there's still levels to the guide.
One time when I was working with Justin Bieber, he did the Christmas parade at Disney World. And so we got to experience the Magic Kingdom, going behind. And
Correct. And like you go to the shows, you meet the people, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Fire. But the point is, Chase, I got them the fast pass or whatever, but like I was hot as I felt bad. I was like, damn, you guys standing in line still?
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah.
you can't feel bad because that is your life and the reality of what your kid should be experiencing.
I know.
That's why LA is just so hard for me. It is very hard to live inside of your reality. Like I got a homegirl whose kid is friends with some like rich and then she like loves it because she's like, oh, they take him everywhere and they do these things and all of that. But it's like that's not your kid's reality.
No.
And it's very difficult then as a mom to maintain like them getting experiences, but also teaching them it is what it is. So for instance, somebody I know, this girl, she has 4 kids. Her husband is very successful and they travel private everywhere. They had to get on a commercial flight.
I hate it when people have to get on commercial flights.
Have to, right? The kids started acting crazy when they got on the plane.
Yeah.
Because they didn't understand why are we sitting next to strangers.
Exactly.
No, not exactly. It's absolutely the mother's job from the jump to say what a privileged life we have, that daddy works hard for this, and to teach your kid that lesson.
It's a natural reaction for a child who's only flown private. Like, I mean, obviously as a parent, you do have to manage it. But what I'm saying is like, that's not the child's fault.
This being so foreign to them means that you didn't have any conversations with them before you got to the airport.
Again, that's the parent's
That's what
fault.
I'm saying.
But the child, like naturally, that's how the child will behave.
I am saying your child only reacts that way if you don't do your job as a parent.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm also saying the same thing. That's like, not the child's fault.
No, it's not. It's the parent did not do their job.
Yeah.
You absolutely set your child's expectations of what they are deserving of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Chase went to Disney World with the that is a experience.
No, and I told her, she was like, are we getting the guide? I said, no, you're not getting the guide. The guide was $4,000 and no one's paying that.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Good day.
Like
I said, I'll get you the fast pass. You can get to the front of the line. That's what you're going to
get.
get.
But I think that some parents have a hard time managing children's expectations and being real because you want to give your kid everything.
Right.
You want your kid to have experiences you didn't have. You want whatever, but it's like important to also maintain the reality that like mommy has to work for this. What a blessed opportunity you have so that they understand that like you're blessed. And it's crazy because is doing son's home. His home is 8,000 square feet. His upstairs has 5 bedrooms. He has the boys sharing a room. And he wants them to share a room. And he feels like his take on it is that his sister always had her own room growing up and he and his brother shared the room. He said, how close they are, him and his brother, how they look out for each other, how they take care of each other, all of that. His sister is like more antisocial and is missing some core traits and qualities that he feels like he developed living in a room with his brother. And I was just like, you have 8,000 square feet. And then he hasn't even chose the biggest room. I was like, look at this small window. And he was like, I didn't want them overlooking the hills.
Oh,
and fair. I'm just like, it's an interesting take.
It's an interesting take.
I just feel like you can teach them those lessons
without.
Like you can tell them that what a blessing it is every day without starving them of a window.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Your dad worked really hard. So you can have your own room, but guess what?
Yes.
Daddy lived with his brother for his entirety of his life. So you should feel very lucky that you get your own space. How old are they? What's their age?
Right now, they're 9 and like 11. They're close in age. And I understand the idea. I'm not mad at them sharing a room.
Are they the only children?
Yes. But imagine that
wild.
there are 6 other bedrooms in that house.
I know, because Deshaun used to always want the girls to share a room. And I'm like, why?
Could we have a room? It would be one thing if we didn't have the room.
Yeah. Also, can you imagine Charlie and Chase living in the same room?
We also don't know what it could have done.
I know.
You know what I mean? But either way, I just thought that was interesting because I felt like going back to this lesson on Homegirl with the airplane. Yeah. You can teach your kids this lesson without starving them of experiences or whatever. I'm sure there could have been a time where she needed to take just her and her oldest could have flown commercial to go somewhere.
That's wild. Who is this?
No, it was wife.
The moral of the story
is We have the privilege to not stand in line. Our kids, they're going to have to learn that lesson.
Learn it on your own.
Learn it on your own. It is. I feel like it's a good time to move on to the things we saw on the internet this week.
I love the things we see on the internet.
Well,
shit's wild out here.
So first of all, I know it's hard to meet men. That's what people say. People are like, oh, I don't know where to meet anybody. And I'll be like, oh, you got to go outside.
Yeah.
The one place you're not going to meet them is in your house.
I know, but it's like going outside is trash.
Sometimes you can find them from inside of your home.
Oh.
Are you ready for this tip? Dating tip number 1.
If you're a single girl and you're looking for your next man, you got to follow a barber page. It's literally a category of all the men in the city. You just got to hope that they tag.
Yeah.
So if you're a girl
That's
and you're looking for a
fire.
man and you don't want to go on Tinder, go on the local barber shop page, the local barber, and see who he's posting. And
Bro.
now you're seeing literally everyone at their best with the freshest cut.
Exactly.
And you get that info.
And
With
ladies,
the
if you really
freshest
want the
cut.
dude, even though they're not tagged, you just hit up the barber. Hey,
Who's this?
this?
Let me pay for his next cut.
Dunzos. Dunzos.
What?
What? Do we know a good LA barber?
Girl, we could call John.
John's old.
But he's going to know the young guys on the come up.
No.
Oh, okay. Either way,
Well, I'm old too. That was tough, John. I'm sorry. Sorry, John.
but yeah, you go to the barber page because every
I've
time a
never
barber does
thought
a
about
cut,
that.
even my boyfriend, when his barber cuts his hair, he posts him.
Really?
Barbers post it's like to flex their cut, but it's like you get the full 360. Do he clean up nice? Do he not clean up nice?
I like this.
If they tag him, easy access.
Yeah.
If they don't, let me pay for his next cut is killer. When the guy goes to pay, he's like, oh no, this girl paid. And then the guy shows him your Instagram page.
Yeah.
Lit.
Lit. We in there.
That's so good.
That is good 2024 dating advice.
And then also, not that I encourage people in relationships to go through their partner's phones.
Oh, okay.
You take a live photo of him on your phone. Like, you know, when you press it, it will like move.
Yeah.
So if you get a selfie of him and it's a live photo, you can use that to unlock his phone.
Ash Dub with the fire dating tips.
So here on the internet, somebody tried it. A guy tried it of himself to see if it would work.
Yeah?
It worked.
Stop.
Yeah. Remember back in the day, you used to like try like their birth date or their mom's
My
birthday or
God.
their
I used to
address.
be so good at that.
What were your like go-to tactics?
I mean, you just know. This was before Face ID.
Right.
Yeah. I could just figure out your password. I had his password to his voicemail. I had the password to his AOL. I had the password to his phone. This was not.
Well, because the thing is, when you're in a relationship and they ask you a security question,
Yeah.
what street did you grow up on? Well, that's crazy. That's not very secretive.
I know that.
What is your mother's maiden name? Well,
Easy.
obviously. What was the name of the first school you went to? Like, if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know those
I used to be in
answers.
his email, everything. So then it might email you. I go to the email.
See, now they want to text you some shit. They used to email you.
And
you're like,
when
already
you in the
email.
email, I'm already there. That was my first step. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God. But let me tell you, women, it is not nice to get into a man's phone.
I have to be
I
honest.
don't recommend.
If you've chosen to be in this relationship, you better trust him.
Yeah. Period.
How about this? I have a homegirl that was talking to this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. The guy is my friend.
Oh.
She comes up to me drunk one night and she's like, oh my God, Ashley, I have to talk to you. And I'm like, what? And she was like, okay. Well, I went through David's phone and I know you guys are just friends. I saw your message.
That is some crazy shit.
And I felt so violated. I felt violated because it's like, yes, it's my hobby. And yes, she didn't see anything. But like, also, that was our personal conversation.
What are you doing, sis? Also, just admitting to that, I can't. Because guess what? I don't know if I ever admitted to like going through the phone. Ooh, it's been so long since I went in a phone.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, I wasn't even the one meant to be violated.
Yeah.
It was him.
It was him, and now I feel violated.
But honestly, outside of trusting my partner, why I don't do it now is because I don't want to be violated like that.
No.
I personally don't want to be violated.
No. Because guess what? Don't go through my phone
Don't go through my phone.
at all. And I'm not worried about you seeing in my phone.
I'm worried about when I was mad at you and I told Ashley you ain't
What?
shit.
I be saying the most reckless things to my friends. It's no lie. Because you be mad and you just be
Saying something.
reckless with your words.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wild.
Yeah. And that's basically the conversation I have with my partner as well. That I was like, look, you're not going to find nothing. You're not going to find any other dudes in there.
Yeah.
But what you will find
1,000.
is you piss me the off.
Yeah.
I told Ashley.
Yeah.
And I told Sienna.
Yeah.
And they know.
I said
and by the way,
everything.
and they have opinions too.
Yeah. And then you're going to know what they said.
And you're going to know their opinion.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be uncomfortable in spaces with them. And then everybody's uncomfortable. So let me be mad and let me be annoyed.
Yeah.
And when you don't take the fucking trash out, let me complain in my own private space.
Yeah. Because this doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
You'd be like, okay, Ash.
And when you're mad at me,
Yeah.
go complain in your own space.
For sure.
We're not going through each other's songs.
Please no. I like that. That's not bad advice.
Anyways, Ash.
Okay, so Ashley's been so busy that she doesn't have much time for TV. So me, on the other hand, I've been in my bed by myself every day, and I've been watching a lot of TV, and I have something to recommend.
Okay.
Really, it's two opinions. Neither one I'm suggesting you watch,
Okay.
which is amazing. So I'm actually like dialing back.
Yeah.
So, okay, first of all, it's called Beauty in Black.
Okay.
It's a Tyler Perry. So, off top, I'm not a Tyler Perry fan. Crickets.
So Tyler Perry, bitch.
I know.
And I don't even
Okay.
like to hate on my people of color, but Tyler
But
Perry is
imagine
aggressive.
that Netflix describes it as P Valley
Love.
Fire meets Succession.
I would have clicked it.
Exactly.
I would've clicked it.
Now, that is a wild description for Netflix because when I tell you that it is not either of those, it is just a Tyler Perry show.
Oh, it's not even a movie, it's a show.
It's a show.
How many
Yes,
episodes?
there are strippers involved. So I guess that's where the P Valley reference, not
Came
the
from.
same.
Yeah.
Succession, I guess it's a family run business. But Netflix should be ashamed of themselves for describing it as such.
But also they use 2 premium television shows.
Exactly.
Because P Valley comes on Stars.
Stars.
And Succession came on HBO.
Yeah.
So those networks have like a little bit more freedom.
Yeah.
And they push stories and envelopes a
Yeah.
little bit more than something like a Netflix could.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like
I'm
that was
just-
already a stretch what they did.
And I'm just going to tell you, first episode, I'm not going to ruin it for anybody. It happens. But like,
Well,
the
ruin it
very
'cause you don't
first
even want
thing-
them to watch
The
it.
very first thing that happens, yes, there's strippers at a strip club. They're living in a freaking motel. One of the strippers, she gets the bad injections. The friend comes back to the motel that the two of them live in, and she's almost dead on the bed from her bad butt injections. I'm like, okay, Tyler. Like, Tyler, it is 2024. Who's getting the cement from the hardware store put in their ass anymore? She said, they put something from the hardware store in my friend, and she ended up in the hospital. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
It's 2024. We learned this like 10 years ago. That like they were basically putting cement in bitches' asses. Like,
Yeah, but the 23-year-olds didn't.
damn, you right. Nonetheless, they're getting actual work done. In this Tyler Perry show, she's getting the cement put in her ass that people were doing how many years ago? Now people are getting it removed. We've all heard the stories.
I hate to sit up here and bash Tyler Perry.
I know.
But what is it, bro?
Ugh, it's bad costume design. It's bad wigs.
It's bad.
It's bad everything. And I cannot understand.
I don't want to take it here because I do know that he uses money to create studios and black jobs and
Yeah.
invest in the community
Great.
and all of that. But I just feel like maybe a little bit more needs to be spent on writers and the production and all of that of your films.
Yeah. The shit's wild. You know, if you're bored, watch it. Overall, the storyline is subpar. I mean, it has to do with someone dying and the family covering it up. It's a whole thing. Am I watching it? Yes. Do I love it? No.
Not gonna stop me.
Not gonna stop me. I love a bad butt shot. Like,
Dead.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Anyways, so that's Beauty in Black. If you're very bored, and obviously a lot of people are because it was on the top 10 list on Netflix.
But I also feel like some people are that kind of drama Tyler Perry fan.
A lot of people do like Tyler Perry. That is a fact. I just happen to be one that can't get past the bad wigs and just the very poor costume design.
Which I feel like is on brand for your career. You should actually struggle with that.
Yeah, so that's my take on Beauty in Black. The second thing that I want to talk about, have you been watching Real Housewives? Because I know you've been like an off and on Real Housewife watcher.
I'm back in on Real Housewives of Potomac.
Okay.
I, for some reason, just cannot shake them light-skinned, mediocre, not even rich bitches. I just can't.
So bad.
I still just watch them.
Well, this is what I'm realizing about Real Housewives, the entire franchise as a whole, is frankly, I'm getting tired of watching these old women fight all the time.
Yeah.
At some point, you can't grow up. Like,
Well,
you are 60 years old.
I feel like New York revamped the women.
Love.
You
Good
like that.
job.
You like their revamp.
And that's what I was going to say is that Andy, Bravo, they need to run the revamp on almost every
all the
single
cities.
Yeah. Beverly Hills, they've revamped some, which I don't mind. Orange County can jump off a cliff. It's awful.
They're too
I
old.
really tried. Can't do it. Tamra, she's the original. Like, I've been watching this bitch fight for 15 years. Like, what is going on?
I know. I do like Tamra, though.
Nah.
She's
if
out of
you
control
watch
now.
a season, it's just like, oh my God.
You gotta stop, Tamra.
At some point, as women, it's like, okay, you've been fighting for 15 years. I understand it's a check for you, and I love that, but like,
Enough.
it's enough is enough. I can't participate anymore.
It's funny because like Potomac is these older women, but it's also like Karen doesn't get old to me. Karen in her mind thinks she's 35. And I'm here for it. Karen is acting 35, and I just cannot. I know this gay guy that watches Potomac and then gives reactions.
Yeah.
And he calls her Kern, Kurn. Ooh,
Yeah.
y'all done got Kern started.
That's funny.
Getting Kern started is
It's
crazy.
wild.
Wait, so which ones are you watching if you're not?
Oh, don't get me wrong.
You're still watching.
Again,
Here we go.
Again, I'm still watching, but I'm watching it thinking, look at these old bitches still fighting on TV. I'm sick of it.
But I can't
And I'm
turn
not,
away.
I can't turn away. But I have not watched the new season of Potomac yet.
And I get into it.
Yeah.
You know, Robin is gone, so Giselle is forced to be friends with other people that you know she would not be friends with.
Robin
Her
is
and Wendy
gone?
are fake ass friends. It's crazy.
Wendy, I don't like.
Giselle and Wendy are fake ass friends. Karen is fighting a DUI. They brought in 2 new girls. Ashley is finally going through her
Yeah.
divorce. Like, Potomac is pretty good. And also, everybody in Potomac is so openly fine with being shady.
Yeah. Respect.
Yeah, that I like it. Because it's like, oh, you guys
Yeah.
are shady and not scared.
No. Orange County, don't recommend. I think I'm done with it. I like Beverly Hills. But there's still something to be said about these women that are 50 plus
Yeah.
behaving this way on TV still.
I know. Okay, so you actually for this TV time have no recommendations. Only do not recommend. 0 out of 10.
0 out of 10, do not recommend. 0 out of 10, do not recommend.
I love that, saving the people
Yeah.
from bad TV.
Yeah. You know, I
TV
can do
time
that
could be
also.
anything.
Anything.
I love that for
Yeah.
us. I limit my TikTok use. I actually feel like TikTok has gotten you.
Oh, yeah.
I think that China has complete control of your brain right now. And every time I go on TikTok, I only have a message from you.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. On top of that, my boyfriend will not even put TikTok on his phone.
I love that for him.
He feels like when they hack the data, you're out of here. Like,
Yeah.
he feels like.
Yeah.
So he won't even get it. I have to get on TikTok and like in my
Yeah.
free time quietly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm trying not to be one of those people that gets stuck in it. Either way, I'm on TikTok. And for some reason on my For You page, they're always trying to get me to watch a live video.
Yeah, I hate that.
They're like
'Cause always
someone trying
selling
to sell a
something.
wig or sell a
Yeah.
purse or a.
Turmeric soap. My algorithm is wild.
Right? And
Yeah.
like always ends up on some live.
Yeah.
Well, bitch, the other day, I am on TikTok.
Yeah.
And the wildest shit pops up in my live to
Uh-oh.
watch. It is 3 Indian men, 2 of which are buried underground. And the only thing popping out is their head.
What?
Here you go, Ashley. Please press play on this video here. So what Ashley is watching right now is two men buried in a hole with their head out with a party hat on, and one man that's standing up. And basically, when I click the live, you can tell that they're waiting for gifts to do something, which is essentially money.
Yeah.
But the two gentlemen buried in a hole look as if
Ashley
they're being held against.
commented.
They look like they're being held against their will. Ashley, how many people are in the live right now?
I think maybe 12.
Maybe 12 at the height. It's at the
Yeah.
top right corner.
Oh, it's at the top right corner. Oh, 9.
There are 9 people in the live. And what feels like these men in Indonesia somewhere being held against their will to participate.
You sent them again. Oh, he's dancing. This is not nice. I don't like this at all. That is actually awful.
So basically,
Actually, how did that?
and we'll put the video so those of you that are listening, if you go on our YouTube, you can see the video. But basically, they get me. I am like, these men are being held against their will
Yeah.
until they make a certain amount of money
Yeah.
and they can't go home until then.
Yeah.
So I start typing to them, why aren't you in bed? Like, why don't you go to sleep?
Yeah.
And the guy comes. He says he needs gifts. Right? So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go on TikTok and see how much this shit costs. Because you know what? I give people $5 on the street every time. If these Indonesian men can get out the hole in the ground
Yeah.
for $5,
Done.
they can have it.
Yeah.
So I go into TikTok and I buy the first set of coins. It's like maybe like $3.40. So $3.40 gets me some hats. And so when I send them the hats, they just do a dance.
Yeah. I just saw that.
When I send them money, all you hear is a knock on a wall. Bang, 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 bang. And then they get up and start dancing. So I'm like, these are actual little, they gotta be slaves.
They're slaves.
They're slaves. They're slaves. They gotta be slaves. So I start writing, what do you need? Now press play.
Brother, one big gift, one more big gift, one galaxy.
They need a galaxy. They need me to send, see, I was just sending sombreros. They need a galaxy.
Other way
I wish you guys could see her face right now because it's crazy.
one galaxy. More
One galaxy.
brother.
One big gift.
Big gift.
Brother. So then if you start looking in the
Poor
comments,
boys.
you see the people commenting like,
Yeah.
poor boys, they had to save up for 3 months for these materials. And then my boyfriend turns to me and he's like, Ashley, they're getting at your soft spot.
Praying that your whole situation improves. Please tell me you got the galaxy.
I didn't buy I
Damn
went to
it.
the price of the Galaxy, bitch.
How much was
it? Was
it?
like somewhere between $15 and $20. Now, whatever country they're in, that $15 to $20 is a lot of
lot.
money.
Yeah.
And they know they sit on live for how long? Who knows?
That's wild.
So basically, I got out of there. I probably only spent like somewhere between $5 and $10. I left. But the other day, I went on TikTok.
It was back.
Bro, when my name popped up in their live, oh, brother, welcome back. Remember? They remember who spent the money. And I can't figure out if this is like a total hustle or if these are like men being held against their will to make other people money. But either way, it is insane because guess what else happened after that?
What?
Right after them was the African guys that dance. If you give them money, they do a dance.
Okay. I've never seen that.
It's
And I pray that it never comes on my
it's-
algorithm.
crazy. What time is it?
It's question time.
What time is it?
It's question time.
do, 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 do. Ashley, who's going
Yeah.
first?
I went first last time, so you can ask me a question first.
Okay, no problem. Ashley, you have $10 million, but you can only buy things that start with the first letter of your name.
Okay.
What are you buying?
An airplane.
Ooh, good. Okay.
$1 trillion.
So I knew you were going to go there because technically anything that starts with we can get, but no. Right, we're
I will at least have an airplane.
okay. Well, where are we going to go live? In an apartment? A big one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while I'm buying the airplane, I'm gonna buy an airport, and that's gonna give me lots of money. somehow.
Oh, you're gonna make more money.
Yeah, the money. Just give me the money.
Like, what even kind of car can we get with the A?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is an Aston Martin.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so we have an Aston Martin, an airplane, and an apartment. I love this for us. Okay, what else?
A lot of Aritzia. I love Aritzia.
Okay, a lot of Aritzia clothing.
Alexander Wang. Oh, I don't have on Alexander Wang. I have on Skims. But either way, so there's clothes for us.
Okay, we have clothes. We have a place to live. We have transportation.
Yeah. So we have a way that we're making money from the airport.
Yep.
We
have a
have
place
an
to live.
airplane. We can travel wherever we want.
And we have an Aston Martin, so we could drive too.
Yeah, we can drive.
We have a place to live.
We have a place to live.
We have clothes on our back.
We have clothes on our back.
Yep.
And I can fly anywhere I want. And I have a car and a place to live.
Solid.
Solid.
And those are all good things too.
Yeah.
I love that. Shout out to the A's.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, next question is for you, Ash.
What's up?
What was something you liked or did before it was mainstream?
Everything, bro.
Oh,
Everything.
she's Christopher Columbus.
I don't know. Podcast.
Mm.
Let's just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that's ending.
That and
End scene.
mic drop. Literally.
Next question. Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever dated somebody with a sexually transmitted disease?
Not knowingly.
I like to clarify this because we only learn about STDs. We don't talk about STIs.
Oh, interesting.
Have you ever dated somebody with a sexually transmitted infection? Something
What's
that
the
could
difference?
be cured. A disease is like a disease. An infection is something that you're irritated, you take some medicine and it clears up.
Like a yeast infection? No.
Well, I don't think that
bacterial infection?
Yeah, like BV.
Oh.
BV is a STI.
Oh.
A sexually transmitted
that.
infection.
Hate that for me.
So you've dated someone with an STI,
Sure.
not an STD.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't find out until you have the STI.
Yeah.
You're
That's trash.
like, wait a minute. Why?
It's not fair. And it's always like women, we have to deal with all of it. Men can just walk around and have no symptoms.
What's crazy is that when you have to have a conversation with a guy that he's thrown you off and he's like, well, I don't have anything. Okay, you're not showing symptoms of anything.
Yeah.
That does not mean you don't have anything.
Exactly. You're
That's-
walking around here with bacteria crawling all over your penis.
All over. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of women are not actually having the conversation with men when they throw them off.
Yeah.
Me? You throw me off?
Because I remember the one time it happened to me and you were like, you got it. And I was like, I'm not.
No.
And you were like, you better.
You have to, because you know it's not you.
I know. Yeah.
I'm not thrown off because of me.
Yeah.
I am only opening my legs here.
Yeah.
So if I'm being thrown off, it's because of you. And this is a fact.
You just told me everything I needed to know. Well, my vagina did.
Thank you. Your dick
Yeah.
spoke way louder.
Yeah.
So I just feel like with STIs, a lot of women unknowingly have sex with men that have STIs.
Yeah.
And for some reason, STD is such a scary, wild
Yeah.
topic that we don't talk about STIs.
Yeah. Which
Let's-
are curable, fixable, but nonetheless.
And happen way more often.
Yeah. All the time.
Oof. It's crazy. So you've never done it. No,
No.
STDs.
No.
Because technically then you would have an STD.
Right. That would be trash.
And that would be weird.
yeah.
But
hate
do you know
for
that I
me.
know someone, a girl, I think I've kind of told this story before,
Yeah.
that has an STD.
Oh, like one that doesn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
And how difficult it is for her to have the conversations
hate
with
that.
men.
That would be my nightmare. That would be my nightmare. I had a friend one time that she had an STD as well that didn't go away. And I found out she was having sex with someone and didn't tell them. And I was like, dude,
gotta
it's
tell.
foul.
It's foul.
Because someone did that to you and that's why you're here. So now you're going to do it to other people?
It's foul. And to be quite honest with you, it's like, I don't know this to be true, so fact check me if it's true. But because men don't even show the symptoms anyway, some men might be cool with it, just have the conversation.
Listen,
Niggas will you on your period, bro. They're you on your period. They're you all kinds of ways. If you at least are honest.
on my period is sort of like a foreign thing for me.
Really?
Yeah, it's blood, bitch.
Yeah, and so
Gross.
it's like thicker and it's
I
like,
don't want to do it. No, I'm gonna throw up. I hate
does.
blood. Don't.
but
don't.
it's dark.
Ashley,
You're not even thinking about the blood.
until you get up and turn on the lights.
Well, that's why it's his job. He wanted to on your period. I'm in the shower already. You good luck, buddy. Like,
You got to put a towel down.
but also what you don't realize, Ashley, is that this is
Best
proven
than in a
fact.
hotel.
Proven facts.
What?
Women are hornier on their period.
I believe that.
So like, once he unlocks it,
Oh, he might like it.
you might like it. I've recently stopped even wearing tampons. I am actually not with stored blood that my body is saying needs to come out.
Yeah.
So for me, sex on my period is like you're pushing my blood back up. And I don't want to participate in that.
At all.
Yeah. I actually don't even know how you got through living with someone. So you mean to tell me for a week out of a month you guys never had sex?
I mean, I'm not going to say we never had sex on my period. I'm just going to say, like, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, it's your period. Let's have sex.
It doesn't go like that,
It
sis.
doesn't?
It doesn't go like that.
No, I know someone that, like, likes to.
I know your nail tech. We talked about it on the
it's
show.
disgusting.
Disgusting. Getting us
God.
out of this conversation.
Okay, anyways.
Last question.
Yeah, it's for you.
Yes. What's up?
Since we was talking about airplanes, which we know you've taken a lot of, are there any forms of transportation you have not taken or have not experienced?
Yeah, I've never been on a cruise.
Oh, never. Okay.
I mean, obviously I've been on a boat, but I've never been like on a cruise ship of that size or
Yeah.
magnitude, and I never.
It's awful.
It's. Have you been?
Once when I was 12, and we'll never be back.
Yeah. Like, how could you hate it at 12? Like that's
exactly.
probably
'cause
when
I
you're
threw
supposed to
up
love
the
it.
whole time.
Oh, motion sickness.
Yeah.
I don't. I just feel like. Okay, on a cruise, I am trapped with the same people for 7 days. When I go to a restaurant, when I come back for breakfast in the
Oh, yeah,
morning,
you gotta
I'm
make
probably
friends.
gonna see the same people.
Friends.
I don't want to do that. Number one. Number two, I also don't like all inclusive. I don't like all inclusive because it's like I have to eat what you have or I have to
Yeah.
drink what you have.
Yeah.
And that's also how cruises are.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
Wanna
stuck
do
to
all
your
this.
buffet options.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do
At
that.
all.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I understand.
So it's the people. I don't want to be stuck with the same people. I don't want to have like limits on what I eat and drink. Like I just can't do
Yeah.
that. And then they try to make it like, oh, you can see 6 countries in one trip. And it's like, okay, you can't do anything in 6 hours. You dock in the morning at 9 a.m. and got to be back on the boat by 5. But like everyone,
Imagine.
the thousands of people on this boat all got off. So guess what there's lots of, Ashley?
Lines.
Lines. Lots of lines.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know, Titanic just came out at a crazy point in my life that really had an impact on me. And I just, the boat going down, a cruise ship of that size is something I have terrible fears of.
And they still go down, and it's wild.
I mean, the good news is that I do believe that cruise ships take a long time to sink.
Yeah. Usually people don't die anymore.
Okay, well, let's just knock on wood in case something happens bad and now the feds are at our door. Speaking of feds, we know one thing we missed on break, P. Diddy, but we'll visit that.
No. No, thank you. No, thanks.
Anyway, Ash.
Yeah.
Good to be back.
Yep. Another amazing
Excited.
episode.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.